Kevin, I guess you've waited a while, and that was a kind of perfect game to come back and start in.
Yeah, obviously there's been a lot happening this year, but a little bit out of my control. So the only thing I can do is try to work hard and come back as quick as possible. You know, it's unfortunate with everything that happened, and at the time I was coming back in a good rhythm. I got COVID, so it happened, and yeah, now we're working hard to come back in a good level.
Yeah, and you showed that tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, but I think we played incredibly well, especially the way they press. I think we found the right time to attack them, and obviously when it's 3-4-0 up, it gets tougher for them, and they try to keep it a little bit more tight in the second half, but I think we had enough chances to score a lot more.
Yeah, you obviously got 2 yourself. Could have had one or 2 more. You were definitely aiming for the top corner towards the end.
I was trying. It was the last minute, obviously. So, well, I think it's good for everybody. You know, a lot of people who maybe didn't play a lot played today, chipped in. So I think for the whole team, it's a booster.
And in fact, at times you looked against a team that works very hard, like you had maybe an extra player, maybe 2 at times.
Yeah, because I think we found the right time. You know, I think we were very patient in the beginning, and then the right times we found the gaps to go forward, and then we punished them, and you know, then it makes the game incredible tough for them afterwards.
Helps the goal difference, doesn't it? A big win. It takes you very close to Liverpool's.
Yeah, but I think now for the moment we just have to maintain the good level and try to win game by game. Obviously it helps, but that is something that can help in the end of the year. At the moment, it's not something that we should think about. No,
but I guess you've had a little chance to watch from the outside, watch the team play and also the rivals play. It looks like a good race this year.
Yeah, it's a hell of a competition, but even outside the top 3, it's very hard to win every game. And you saw a lot of games like Wolves, West Ham, where you win with 1 goal difference, and it's still going to be a hell of a race this year. And but we're trying to be there, so that's the only thing we can do.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming.
So many positives for Manchester City tonight. Jack Grealish getting on the score sheet, but also Kevin De Bruyne, who has recovered from COVID, putting in a performance like that, Jolyon. How much of a welcome sight is that for City fans?
Yeah, hugely welcoming. Yeah, Kevin's obviously struggled injuries and COVID-wise, but tonight he didn't miss a beat. He literally everything he touched was magic, and his finish for his second goal was what we've seen in recent years. And when he performs like that, he's exceptional, and rightly so, regarded one of the best in the world.
8 shots he had tonight. How good was he?
Perfect. I mean, he actually looks really fit, and I think that's the one thing maybe.
You know, like when do you become, you know, when do you just try and contain Manchester City? It was relentless. They just kept going and going. And Mahrez, for me, honestly, he's got snake hips. It reminds me of me on the dance floor.
I don't think so.
I really got lucky with this goal, but he is a joy to watch. He can go either way, and tremendous balance. And I just think with those 3 up front as well, they're all the technicians, aren't they? When they rotate and move and, you know, and play like the way they did today, they are unstoppable.
And then this is 5-0. De Bruyne's first goal was really good, but this one, Jolyon, he smashed it in.
Oh, yeah, the finish. But again, he's in acres of space on his own in the middle of the pitch, and if you give a player of that much quality, that much space, that will happen. That will be the outcome. And again, emphatic finish, but all night he was exceptional.
One of the best of all time from shooting outside the box, Owen, do you think?
Yeah, that strike there reminds me of Stevie G. Used to smash it with pace, but with precision. And every time you take a shot from there, you just fancy it to hit the target. And everything he did, as Jolyon said, was so efficient. It was just joy to watch. He makes the game look far too easy, Kevin De Bruyne.
And then the defenders decided they wanted to play as well, Peter.
Yeah, 3 efforts on goal here, you know, without touch. I mean, he did quite well, the goalkeeper. But I have to say that the final finish from Stones, I think that this one's a bit scuffy. But this finish here on his left foot was top. Unbelievable.
That was like you, Crouchy.
That was a bit like me, yeah.
What, that one?
Unbelievable finish.
That was 6-0, and then not to be outdone, Nathan Ake decided he wanted a piece of that pie and scored with a header to make it 7.
Yeah, again, it looks like a simple header, but you see the block here from John Stones and the great movement, obviously worked on in training, and it's a great header. And I think Rafinha, he clears it, but I think And he just gets a touch that just touches it over him and prevents him from clearing it off the line.
It's a good block, that, but that happens, Joel, every corner, doesn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, that's disappointing to concede like that. I mean, it's a standard block. You shouldn't be caught up like that. But a great header from Ḥakī.
What do you think it's like, Peter, for these guys to play in that team now? I think that's 206 Premier League goals under Pep Guardiola now. How much fun do you think?
Yeah, no, that's what we were talking about. I was just saying, how much fun would it be to play in a team like that? They all seem like they have the right attitude. They're all pressing the right way, and then creating chance after chance after chance. I mean, there's not enough diagonal balls to the big man for me on a personal level, but I think it's it's an incredible team to play in.
Owen, would you have loved it?
Oh, I mean, they make it look, that's hard to play like they do, to pass and move, everybody playing 1 and 2 touch, and all the players kind of interchange. Today, it was so fluid and perfect. I've seen pretty much every game this season, but they seem to be getting better and better with every game. And when they're clinical like that, then good luck to everyone else. Yeah,
great fun to play in the team, I'm sure. Let's find out, though, how difficult it is to play against them. Marcelo Bielsa is with Matt Smith.
Marcelo, a difficult night.
Marcelo, una noche difícil. Exactamente.
Exactly. Can you explain why it was so difficult?
Sí, puede explicar por qué fue tan difícil.
Bueno, no hay nada positivo de nuestra actuación que rescatar.
There's nothing positive to take away from our performance.
No encuentro algo que pueda ser valorado.
I can't find anything that can be valued.
Por lo cual, como es natural en estos casos,
as a result, as is natural in these cases,
cuando no hay nada que esté bien hecho,
when there's nothing that's well done,
no son las individualidades las que fallan,
it's not the individualities that fail,
sino la conducción, la organización colectiva.
But the conduction, the organization.
No hay ninguna justificación que yo pueda ofrecer.
There's no justification I can offer.
El partido fue exactamente como habíamos pensado que iba a ser.
The game was exactly how we thought it was going to be.
Nos preparamos para evitar todo lo que sucedió.
We prepared ourselves to avoid everything that happened.
No logramos nada de lo que era necesario para que la superioridad no fuera tan manifiesta.
And we didn't manage to get anything so that the superiority wouldn't be so noticeable.
Yeah, really tough night for Marcelo Bielsa. He said there wasn't a single positive in that performance, Peter. Can you find any?
Well, it's difficult to find them, isn't it? I think, Owen said it there was such a difficult thing to do for him to come out and your team's lost. He's trying to set up his team. They've lost 7-0. I mean, it is embarrassing. You can't deny that. I mean, losing 7-0 to, obviously a fantastic side. But it's too many. And positive-wise, I think Jack Harrison tried. I felt like he constantly, he didn't give up, put it that way. But defensively, it was not good enough, nowhere near it.
Were they powerless to stop it, Jolyon, or could he have done more?
I think he could have done something more. Maybe not more, but adjusted it a little bit at half-time. We were sitting here at half-time thinking this literally could be 7 goals. They were creating chances at will, and the way they were playing was playing into the Man City's hands, like we talk about in terms of it's exciting to watch, but it can't be enjoyable to take part in. As a defender, players are isolated and they're not giving each other cover. But for me, that's in the setup. That isn't in the individuals. I can't fault anyone's application. I thought all the players give 100% effort, but I thought the setup was damning for them.
He still has a lot of goodwill in the bank from Leeds fans, but how damaging is that tonight for him? Well,
that is a big blow, but I think the goodwill is rightly there, because he's done an incredible job. I just think they have too many injuries. Obviously Bamford, Phillips, but more importantly, defensively, all the goals they can see, they're missing virtually all their centre-backs. Llorente, Eiling's not a centre-back. He's filled in there and played well. He did against Chelsea, but he's a right-back, so they have too many injuries to overcome, and when City play that good and that clinical, then you're going to get smashed up, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah. Demolished 7-0 tonight. Pep Guardiola said before the game his side were going to have to suffer tonight against Leeds, but the only team who suffered were the Whites this evening. A 7-0 defeat. They were outclassed at the Etihad. Pep Guardiola in 7th heaven, and we'll hear from him next. Brilliant night for Manchester City, a 7-0 win, inflicting Leeds' heaviest defeat in the Premier League era. Let's hear from Pep Guardiola with Matt Smith.
Pep, so 7 wins with a 7-0 win. It's pretty perfect.
Yeah, congratulations to the team. Yeah, it was a good performance for us.
It really was. From the start, you thought you might suffer tonight. You didn't allow yourselves to suffer.
No, we did a good performance. The vibes of the stadium was nice today. It was sold out, and they support us incredibly well. And we start in good rhythm. And our center defenders and ᴅᴏᴀ made a good build up, and we were patient with the ball. And the quality of the players did the rest.
Yeah, Leeds, as you know, can cause problems, but they couldn't even get started.
Yeah, we lost 5 points last season, and then when we play in Leeds, part of the game, especially the last 20 minutes for half and 30 minutes second half, they were better than us. And here, even playing with 10 against 11, we were not able to beat them. And we tried to prepare well the game, and the players maybe they felt that it's more serious team than the people can think about it. And because I know exactly which manager conduct this team, and the pride that they have every single game with every single ball. So we saw the game last night against Chelsea, like they deserved to take at least 1 point, and the way they fought and they late. Maybe they were a little bit tired after 1-2 for the fact that they played just 2 days ago. But that's why I give credit to the victory, because I'm pretty sure every opponent knows what does it mean to play against Leeds. And just now rest and prepare Newcastle next Sunday.
It seems from the outside that so many of your individual players are somewhere near their best level. Do you agree?
But yeah, that's for sure. So when you get these results, it's because individually they are brilliant. So the idea always is there in different ways. So every manager, the team has his own idea, and if it works, it's because individually the players take part of that. So at the end, I didn't score 1 goal. My staff didn't score 1 goal. It depends on the quality of the players. Always have been like this. So
of course, but normally you watch and you think maybe 4 or 5 players are at their peak at one time. But at the moment, it seems like many of your players.
Yeah, I think Jack started really well the first 20 minutes. Later, they struggled a little bit to keep the ball for his mates. And Kevin, in this type of games, when we're open up and down, Kevin is devastated. So he can do whatever he wants. But in general, all the team, I would say thank you to John Stones playing that position, and normally it's not his position, but how commitment he was there and how good he played. So, yeah, in general, all of us, they were in a good level.
Helps your goal difference in a very tight race at the top, even at this early stage.
I cannot deny it. So yeah, our goals conceded is amazing for the fact that playing at 40 meters or 50 meters our box. So prove that you don't have to defend so deep to prove you can defend well. But of course, this team is created, and this club build or buy players to be creative players. My job is just ask them run, but the rest, the quality of the club to buy these players make the difference. And of course, we didn't score much goals this season. But today was a good run to be close to Liverpool and Chelsea.
Who needs a striker? Huh?
When are you going to lose? You will ask me, what is a striker? I promise you, Max. I will say. So you are not going to convince me. When I'm going to lose a game, you're going to say, yes, it's because they don't have a striker. I know this theory quite well. So we have strikers, but sometimes we play because I could say Phil is a guy who scored a lot of goals. So. But it's the way that we try to play. This is the reason why today we did a good performance.
Very impressive. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys.
Pep, if only you had a striker. Peter, there's goals all over that team.
Yeah, you don't need a striker, do you? That's why I'm sitting here. No, listen, they play with... It's a joy to watch at times, and I think he's always going to get that question because they haven't scored as many goals as last season. That question's going to keep coming up. But if they perform like that, it's very difficult to ask that question.
Have you offered yourself up for January?
I'm always available. Listen, I'll get 12 goals a season, no problem.
Owen, for Marcelo Bielsa, he said in the press conference it's the worst performance in 4 years under him. None of his idea, and he takes full responsibility for tonight.
Yeah, you'd have to. He tried to play against Man City and didn't work. They barely had a shot on target, and they just got absolutely hammered. But I think, again, too many injuries defensively for them, too open. I think they only had one fit centre-back in ᴠᴏᴞ, and they conceded virtually every time City went forward. So, terrible day at the office for Bielsa and Leeds, but they'll bounce back, I'm sure they will.
OK, well, a 7-0 thrashing for Manchester City over Leeds. There was one other Premier League game tonight, and that was at Carrow Road. Dean Smith's Norwich took on his former club Aston Villa, and commentary in this one is from Martin Keown and first Adam Summerton.
Can anybody out there